JK Rowling's unlikely feminazi allies. Welcome to Truth Duel Official. In this video, you'll learn about the unholy alliance between radical feminists and far-right activists. You'll want to stick around till the end of this video to learn what horses have to do with all of this. Remember horses, they're important. But first, I am your host, Misinformation. If you like this channel, make sure to subscribe to receive more great political commentary, misinformation analysis, and other sentiments and ramblings that please and amuse us. And become a truth dueler, because only you can slay misinformation at its source. Get our app on truthduel.com. JK Rowling. Even saying that name may give you an idea of where this is going. Once upon a time, she was known for writing the beloved children's series Harry Potter. These days, she's best known for awful Twitter takes. Who knows, maybe all her tweets could be compiled into a new novel. But beyond tweets saying, quote, "wizards shit their pants," end quote, JK Rowling's name is currently connected to her ongoing Twitter battles with transgender activists. These Twitter wars have brought an unfamiliar word into the popular lexicon: TERF. So what is a TERF? The word is an acronym that stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. TERFs have been around since the 1970s during the second wave feminist movement. But their ideology fell out of favor in the United States as American feminists focused on abortion access and LGBT rights. But the story is different in the United Kingdom, also not so affectionately known as TERF Island. TERF ideology became the mainstream form of feminism in the UK after the rise of the Skeptics movement in the early 2000s. The Skeptics movement initially focused on debunking astrology and alternative medicine. However, the Skeptics fell out of popular favor after accusations of biological essentialism, the precursor ideology to eugenics. The TERFs didn't want to be associated with eugenics, so they also left the Skeptics movement. To create more distance, they began calling themselves gender critical instead of TERFs. Well, almost all of them, except for Dave Chappelle. This is quite a lot of information, but don't worry, there's no pop quiz on feminist history. But one must wonder, what does any of this have to do with the political right? So far, they've been missing from the conversation. Well, they've been around the entire time, all the way back to the 1980s. Imagine that! A conservative wearing MC Hammer pants and a feminist in lycra meeting up to discuss hating pornography. They weren't meeting at an aerobics class either, but in front of the United States government to lobby for a national ban on pornography. So much lycra, so much synchronized posing, big hair, tight pants. How did we survive that era of birth control fashion choices? Then it happened again with sex work, as far-right conservatives and far-left feminists joined hands across the aisle to criminalize all sex work. Then it happened a third time, and this time the target is transgender people. This alliance between radical feminists and radical conservatives has real consequences, such as the We Spa protests. It began as all great timeless stories do. A woman posted a video on Instagram. In the video, she accused spa owners of allowing a trans woman to indecently expose herself in the women's bathrooms. The video became viral, and Tucker Carlson even featured it on his show. Soon, protesters clad in Mall Ninja military LARP gear appeared outside the spa, facing off against blue-haired, non-TERFy feminists. The protest went on for 2 weeks, and over 40 people were arrested. Here's the kicker. Police investigated the claims made by the original video, and no witnesses were able to corroborate the story of a transgender woman flashing people in the bathroom. All those rubber bullets wasted for no reason. So many bullets. Ultimately, radical conservatives and radical feminists becoming bedfellows is an unlikely relationship, kind of like tech bro Elon Musk and his goth ex-girlfriend Grimes. Was it Elon's ego that ended the relationship? Find out more about his god complex by watching 10 Reasons Elon Musk has a god complex. Maybe all these radicals are getting into each other's pants because they have no concept of political nuance. You know who else doesn't have political nuance? Horses!
Caution, horses? That seems like a strange thing to warn somebody. Ah!
What do horses have to do with anything? Well, horses tend to wear horseshoes, and horseshoes lend their shape to a controversial political theory. Horseshoe theory is the idea that the far left and the far right have more in common with each other than they do with more moderate ideologies on their sides. For example, horseshoe theory says that a communist has more in common with a Nazi than with a liberal, even though the communist and the liberal are both on the left. Horseshoe theory believes that totalitarian ideologies produce similar societies in practice, even if their theories are opposite. For radical feminists and far-right activists, this means that both groups are trying to control women. They want to decide who is considered a woman, who belongs in women's spaces, and how women are allowed to sell their bodies. Though they have different reasons for wanting this control, in practice they end up as allies. However, horseshoe theory isn't without critics. Some people on the left take offense to their fight for human rights being compared to literal genocidal Nazis. In response, they created an offshoot called fishhook theory to put centrists in their place, which is the political dunce corner sitting with the weird Nazi kid who picks his nose. But that wasn't enough. The filthy liberals needed to be put in their place too. They didn't want to join the post-Marxist, solar vegan, ego-egalitarian, hyper-feminist Portland commune, so they need to wear their dunce hat and sit in the corner with the other political undesirables. Then someone looked at the double fishhook theory and thought, hey, that's a cool name. But the theory is wrong. The far left can't be let off the hook that easily. Wink wink, nudge nudge. They're just like the rest of the political undesirables. Now the far left must sit in time out too. But let's take a second look at the original double fishhook theory. Don't you think it could use another redesign? Let's take our inspiration from Michelangelo's David. Well, a very particular part of Michelangelo's David. Behold, an even better double fishhook theory. Does this remind anybody of Jeff Bezos' space rocket? But somewhere out there, dropped on the front porch of an unassuming British house, is the horseshoe theory that lived. This horseshoe theory is different from the rest. It is the chosen one. No other horseshoe theory could kill the scary extremists with their snake tattoos and missing noses. But this one just might be able to do it. Tell us in the comments which horseshoe theory is your favorite and why. I wonder, maybe JK Rowling's turfy Twitter outcry is just an attempt to stay relevant in the public eye. After all, the Harry Potter series is finished and her new novel didn't garner the same attention. Could it all be a transphobic publicity stunt? But JK Rowling doesn't need to worry. The only trans people watching her in the bathroom are trans-dimensional beings. Quick question. Do you think cannibals avoid trans fats? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Misinformation wishes you well and reminds you not to shit your pants, muggle. P.S. What's that mysterious ticking noise?
I found the source of the ticking! It's a pipe bomb!
Yeah!
Until next time, make sure to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and become a truth dueler. Or else conservative and feminists will join forces to ban you.